think in Japan, doctor, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong. In Japan, they have counselors, I guess, they just listen. They just listen. Just imagine how cool is that?
I was just thinking now, happiness, what does happiness actually mean? I mean, if you go to a psychiatric ward, some of them are very happy. So, is that happiness? What does happiness actually mean?
It's such an elusive word, right?
Yeah. We move away from pain towards pleasure. Naturally, intrinsically, we move towards, just like how plants move towards sunlight, we move towards happiness.
Absolutely.
So we will do whatever it takes to be happy.
Michael Logier said happiness is just like a ping pong ball submerged under the water, pressed down. The nature of it is to pop out. So what is keeping it down is basically layers of things that we have programmed.
Welcome to Change Catalyst, Mindshift Mastery, where we dive into the world of transforming minds. I'm Dr. Anand, with a keen interest in how our subconscious thoughts shape us. Here, we explore how everyday life and our feelings connect. We'll talk about how to handle emotional challenges and improve mental health. We'll look at why life feels so fast these days and how the world around us affects our minds. Together, we'll learn ways to understand ourselves better and make positive changes. Come and join us on this journey of discovery and growth at Change Catalyst Mindshift Mastery.
When they're happy, they tend to perform better because study shows in the book called Happiness Advantage by Sean Acor, he says when someone is happy, what is happy? Happy is basically a feeling, but what drives happiness is positive emotion. Positive emotion that comes from positive thinking. So they're all connected. Now when you're able to, in positive emotion is where you have the hormones, the dopamine, oxytocin working. Now at that time, the productivity goes up by 31%, these are numbers. Sales goes up by around 38% if you're in sales performance. Your creativity goes up by 3 times. So just imagine living in a society like that.
Then, have you wondered this? Why young children, young kids, they are so happy. They are in their world of themselves. Whereas adults look for the happiness. Whereas for children, they are in that happiness thingy.
Yeah. But not for long.
Not for long. So
And
what
then they
happens?
get submerged, right?
So what happens?
I think the layers comes.
The
The
layers
layers come. We know this is basically programming. For children, what I know, you'll know this more. 0 to 7 years is the most important thing. Bruce Lipton talks about this. He says it's a hypnotic stage. And 0 to 7, they learn everything. Meaning they hypnotize, they go your area. They just take it. The reason why they do it from 0 to 7 is because after 7, they use the data program to live with the society they are part of. So they can't do something really dumb when they are young because they'll be outcasted from the society. So then they learn. So they think lying by their parents is the gospel truth where for them lying is natural. So that's how it comes. So if they're living in an environment like what you said when you first started, when you create an environment like that, happiness comes as a byproduct. So when the parents create an environment like that, the kids become like that. That's why, after growing, all adult, this and that, someone might say, you're just like a father, Really? Yeah? No. But actually, So, we are all born happy. We are all born as a baby. No program. Then the society programs.
It's quite interesting when you said father. I had one person who came to me recently because he feels lost in his life. So after the session, we found out that he has always been feeling empty. Reason because as a child itself, he has been emotionally and I won't say tortured, but he said emotionally deprived from love from the father itself, and there's some amount of physical abuse. But he mentioned that it's not physical abuse intentionally, but father used to be a drunken person. So at the age of 3 itself, as young as 3 years old, father would kick him out of the house. He'll be under rain outside the house. So what would a 3, 4 years old, 5 years old kid know what to do? So the happiness was robbed from him. Over the years, he eventually learned stuff. He got better and stuff. But happiness has been always something he's looking for. So there was interesting thought when you mentioned father, because as a child should have everything. But just now you mentioned child are born pure innocent, so they're happy intrinsically. They are that. But when the society or environment or family puts something on top that, the happiness disappears.
It's interesting, right? I have one question to you, which has been burning. I read it in a book called Diamond Cutter, written by he's a monk, Michael Roach or something. He said, in a flick of a finger, 65 frames of the surrounding gets into your subconscious mind. It just goes.
Oh.
So if it's true, it's written in the scripture, it seems. If it's true, so it's not only what you're seeing, what you're smelling, not only the five senses, it's also what you're thinking, and whatever that's happening around you, your spider senses also picks it up. So just imagine, we are just
being bombarded.
with you knowing or unknowingly things actually going into your subconscious mind. And most of the thing that goes into your subconscious mind, then stealth mode. They don't come and say, excuse me, doctor, can I come in? Anybody home? Doesn't say like that. It just, I think that's where awareness is very important, right? So just imagine how many of us, all of us included, have been leading a life being super unconscious and letting all these programs to go in. Hence, we are happy or unhappy, and we are relying on the environment and the key factors to peel it off. So I think these countries with the happiness thing are peeling it better. I'm happy Malaysia is doing that, and I'm sure we'll all feel it. The happiness. I think would love to see the study.
So
how it is.
Based on that indexes and studies, parameters, in order for the individual to feel happy, something needs to be done to them. Environment, society, government policies, corporate, whatever.
Yep.
Why should we come to that stage? Why not the individual himself take steps to be happy? So if that is the mind frame, what do you think about that? Individual himself takes steps to be happy despite the circumstances.
I think it's a tall order, because if you look at the world, majority of the people are employees. So if you're an employee, you're part of a system where you wake up, you go to work, you come back, you sleep, you wake up, you go to work, and you do that for 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, which is a clockwork. So if you ask, and you were in a job before, I was in a job also, very little time to think about anything else. And these things need to have a thinking ability to sit down, quiet for a while, and then only it kicks in. Hey! So the nature is like that. So that's why when the policies are there, it basically becomes one more aiding platform to aid this. It becomes a catalyst rather than something that is actually smothering them. So whatever is being done, if it's a catalyst, then it will grow. So to a person is very difficult. It's all based on the invitation whether they want to move or not. How many of the people out there? Invitation to sit down quietly, wonder, you know, like a child. Like a child, that's what it does. It doesn't go on hey, morning I have to wake up, I have this, I have to make breakfast, and then I have to catch a train, I need to go and meet KPI, I have 5 meetings to attend, and then I don't work, I only work at 5 o'clock because all the meetings are finished. So all the things happening, and then you come back. If you're cooking, you have to cook, and then you have to prepare the kids, and then next morning you wake up and do, you know, it's, when we're talking about it itself, it's tiring. Where do they have time to?
But what if the awareness is there, that person, okay, now I need to be happy. Environment around me is I'm fighting the tide. So I make a determination, I need to be happy. And what if the person takes time? Okay, fine, I start to be more self-aware of myself, start to be self-reflection on myself, my thoughts, my past. I think that will be a first step, to sit down quietly and reflect upon themselves. And then the process of
Next step
will come in.
Absolutely. I think like what we spoke in the previous sessions, and we always speak about, awareness is key. When they're already feeling yucky, they should stop and think, why am I feeling yucky? Maybe I'm doing something wrong. I always ask myself, when I'm attracting negative things coming to myself, in the past I just feel yucky and just move on. Now I ask this question, what vibration have I sent to attract this? So I'm the transmitter. So meaning I'm resonating something.
So how does the app increases awareness?
Basically, to aid, like a training wheel, 3 times it'll give you a notification. Hello, you're so busy, fine lah, you do whatever, but morning I'll come and ask, how would you want your day to be? At 5 o'clock I'll ask, what are you grateful for? At 9 o'clock night I'll ask, how happy are you? If you're not doing anything, if you're just answering that itself, you're already in that path of at least getting some positive habits, putting in things of what you want, what am I grateful for, and how happy I am. And we have this happiness index. We spoke about Bhutan happiness index. In the event, one day Malaysia says we would like to measure everyone's happiness rather than going and doing polling. If they want real data, Reset app, when whole Malaysia basically downloads and use the Reset app and put their kegembiraan or their happiness index, will be able to see how happy in a very dynamic way. So currently it's something can be done, but just that again it needs policy to help.
How does happiness translates to a person's resilience, coping strategy towards difficulties in life?
Again,
or are they separate things?
I think it comes back to the hormones, right, doctor? Because when you're happy, you secrete different kind of hormones.
True.
The triggers are the same. When just like me, when I go to hospital, you know about me, I get white coat hypertension, right? When I go there, my whole program is a bit different. I run in a different oil in my body, I guess. So I tend to see the same trigger in a different way. So if I'm happy, if anyone is happy, the trigger is going to come anyway. I'll be more conscious to respond. Compared to, and you realize when you go and see people at work, they are erupting, little bit. It's like the saber tooth came every time. It's the same magnitude, but the hormones don't know. The hormones are doing what it's supposed to do. It's not telling, no, it's bad for you, I'm not going to come out now. It doesn't.
I think how happiness helps persons being resilient, because if a person is happy, he or she has a positive mindset already. If you have a positive mindset,